AskReddit by Moogle Pom Collector. In 20 years someone will ask what was COVID lockdown like. How will you answer? Surreal mostly. It's almost like a void in my life's timeline. Like it both didn't and did happen. It also felt like it took forever, but yet not long at all, if that makes sense. The great toilet paper shortage of the 20s is how I'll begin. Seriously, I joke that I was a 21st century Israelite because I had one huge pack of Costco toilet paper that lasted 4 months in a family of 4, compared to the legend of the Israelite shoes not wearing out. I made a metric fuck ton of money delivering pizzas on empty streets. Every one of my drivers at the time did too. Most of them were moonlighting on third-party apps on top of it because the money was so good. So yeah, I worked a lot. Weird. Lots of anxiety, but it was also kinda peaceful. I count myself very lucky that I had a stable job that I could do from home and that I owned a house with a nice outdoor space. It was peaceful for me because I lived with my family. For my friend who lived alone, it was not fun at all since people weren't allowed to visit each other. The bizarre determinations on who could be considered an essential worker. My son was considered an essential worker. He was a teenager working his first job in fast food. We were considered essential workers while building a luxury hotel for the Minnesota Vikings. They also explicitly stated that if we refused to work due to the virus, we would lose our jobs. The whole time period was a fucking joke. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the cleanest of times. It was the dirtiest of times. It was the quietest of times. It was the loudest of times. It was the funnest of times. It was the boringest of times. If you really want to hear about it, the first thing you'll probably want to know is where I was born, and what my lousy childhood was like, and how my parents were occupied and all before they had me, and all that David Copperfield kind of crap. But I don't feel like going into it, if you want to know the truth. Alcoholism. I really wonder how many people got back on started taking drugs due to stresses during the pandemic. Lots of Zoom calls in my underwear. Fruit of the Zoom. COVID lit something in me and I've been gassed up ever since. I started mowing lawns out the trunk of my 03 Accord. Then I learned how to climb and properly remove trees. I have a big old truck and trailer and a ton of equipment now. I was an alcoholic server bartender before and super depressed. 2 of my teenage kids have moved in with me and I'm in the best shape of my life. This is great. So happy for you. Everyone got fat and social media got stupid. And all men grew beards. I'll be surprised if anyone asks. When it did strike, my brother, who studied infectious diseases while in college, was astonished he'd never thought to ask our 4 grandparents about the Spanish flu. They were all young adults when it hit. 2 words. Tiger King. Honestly, that came out at the absolute perfect time. Quiet. And empty roads. Like some weird collective psychosis. Like we collectively all lost our sanity for a while, but with good reason. The 20 lockdown was a weirdly magical time that was quiet and peaceful, but filled with anxiety. The early 21 lockdown was an absolute nightmare of depression and a slowly decreasing grip on reality. I did a lot of walking. 100% this. The lockdown was kind of cool for a while. Tiger King came out. I got really into cooking, lots of walks with my dog. Then it got scary, then it got mind-numbingly boring, then it got super depressing. No difference for me. Work was somehow considered essential. We make cabinets, drawers, and I think we had maybe 3-4 orders for the COVID tents during the lockdown. 1 day of work to be considered essential for the whole lockdown. I'm an introvert gamer and just bought my house, so didn't really have need to go anywhere. Okay, one difference. Walmart closing at 8 PM meant I couldn't go grocery shopping after work anymore. The stores never switching back to being open late into the night, at least where I am, is truly annoying at this point. Fucking depressing. I don't want to say that I wasted up to 4 years of my life cause I didn't, but I felt not even real. I think I dissociated the whole thing. It created a glitch in my brain. Like there wasn't 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. It's more been like 2020.0, 2020.1, 2020.2, 2020.3, and 2020.4. Life since then has basically felt like a fever dream and a parody of the real world. I was an essential worker. It was the year I understood the depth of how little Americans care about each other. I am an IQ doctor and my view of humanity and society is irrevocably cynical after going through that. Nothing really changed. I still had to go to work while most people got to stay home and chill. Same here, although the lack of traffic was nice AF. Quiet, relaxing, and scary for the first bit, then it was just peaceful. I agree, seeing life slow down for 2 years was nice. I just wish the reason didn't involve much panic, sickness, and death. It was like all your friends and you being grounded at the same time. I too remember how peaceful it was. The air outside smelled different. The temporary change in pollution levels in highly populated cities was amazing. It was pretty much a test run of how fast we will turn and completely destroy each other if faced with an actual disaster. By all accounts, this is a small change of quality of life. When the next hits, it will be even worse. COVID told me how easy it is to take over America. It is hard to lose a family member and not even be able to have a funeral. Depressed about being locked up. I'd tell them about how the mayor of Chicago told people if they left their house they'd be jailed, but then she went and got a haircut. There's so many examples of this. Stay home, don't mingle, but I'll party it up UKPM. I worked in a nursing home, so I was at work every day.